Well, a very good evening and welcome to Australia and to Sydney. It's the SCG. Very good evening and welcome to Sydney, Australia. It is the Sydney Cricket Ground hosting the first round of the Super 12. New Zealand and Australia doing battle, a trans-Tasman rivalry that goes back many, many years. And it is Australia who have held the wood over New Zealand for quite some time. Toss was a short time ago. And it was Aaron Finch who won the toss. He elected to field first.
And now Australia get that chance to host, and they're hosting this team. Fierce rivals. They've been engaged in some wonderful battles over the years in all formats. It's a relatively stable Australian team. Tim David there, the only change from that victorious team of 11 months ago over in Dubai, and that bowling lineup, such experience. Mitchell Starc in particular, he'll have a point to prove, having, I guess, an unlikely day in the final where he went for the fourth most expensive bowling figures against New Zealand in that final in the history of T20 internationals.
And the man on the boundary for the right-handed Finn Allen. Countdown done, all the talking, all the press conferences, everything else over and done with. Time to let the bat and the ball do the talking. Aggression straight away from Finn Allen. That's what we will expect. It's what New Zealand want from him, with the class of Conway and Williamson wrapped around. Down over, long on, and one bounce for Finn Allen, underway with the boundary.
Wow, that's composure. A young man, tall man, imposing figure, but just stands still. Right from the outset, shows you that he's just watching this ball so closely. Wasn't perfect contact, but didn't try to overdo it. Not the best delivery from Starc. We know that he's going to search for those stumps and the pads, so that is the opportunity for an opening batter.
Oh, that's even better. That is even better from Finn Allen. Wow. Goodness me. Thought Starc might have gone to the short ball, but he's gone full again.
I was going to make the comment, the Australians probably don't know much about this young man, but they do now. He didn't quite get the first one perfect, but that is right out of the sweet spot. There's a moment in cricket where you decide to go aerial, and you and only you know you've nailed it, and he had that moment there for a split second. Did Finn Allen? What reply now for Starc? Did he still continue to search full?
Straight this time. How good's the timing? It's good enough for 4 more for Finn Allen. Starc continuing to go full.
This is class batting. This is the level head of a campaigner that should have much more experience than this young man, but he's just deciding to stay still, trusting the swing of the bat.
Conway on strike.
That is not the start Hazlewood would have wanted, particularly Aaron Finch. Neither. That's a lovely touch. Off to a flyer. How entertaining is this from New Zealand? Uninhibited stroke play in the first over, and just capitalising on a loose delivery by Hazlewood standards to the left-hander there. Uses the pace.
Oh, Conway advances and drives on the up. He'll pick up 4 as well, so he's getting into the action.
And the drop of the head from Josh Hazlewood there. As soon as that impact was made, the big fella, I think, a bit stunned. And this is what I just wonder if more batters in the top order are going to be prepared to do exactly this to Hazlewood in this tournament. Try to get inside his head, get into his lengths. Typically, if you're forward defending that, it's hitting you.
Oh, advancing this time, Finn Allen has crunched that through extra cover and away to the boundary for 4 more. New Zealand off to a flyer after 2:29 without loss.
Starc will be a bit disappointed that he continued to go full in the first over, but this is outstanding batting, the way they've played their hand early, New Zealand, to Hazlewood. Get into that length, keep the momentum going forward, so you're not backing away. Quite often now in T20 cricket we see opening batters backing to the leg side to create too much room, and oh dear, look out there. That is a somewhat of a reunion for anyone in men's cricket in Australia that has played in a winning World Cup team. Big Tom Moody at the back, Darren Lehman in the foreground, Michael Bevan, wow, gee.
Oh, burst through the hands. Adam Zampa had an opportunity, would have been a terrific catch. It was high above his head. Finn Allen will pick up another boundary off what he indicates is a slower ball from Pat Cummins.
Yeah, it was 10-15 kilometres per hour slower from Pat Cummins. Adam Zampa just deceived. There was a one-handed stroke in the end. Just runs the fingers down the inside of the ball as Pat Cummins. Well, I do think it's probably one he'll feel like he should have taken.
Over long off this time. Finn Allen on the charge with 4 more.
Spoke about an early opportunity for New Zealand to avenge that loss 11 months ago. Perhaps they've been thinking about this for almost every waking hour since then, but New Zealand selectors, congratulations. To this point, you do say, Dooley, it's still early, 2.3 overs in, but
can shine. And he just continues downwind for 6 more. Cummins goes short and Finn Allen says, I'll have some of that.
This is impressive. This is high class, world class at the moment. 33 off 12 balls. It's all been about the full delivery, but he's shown there. Again, how closely he's prepared to watch this ball. Cummins decides to check upstairs. It is the shorter boundary, but he's still got enough of it to well and truly clear the fielder.
In the gap this time. It'll be a chase. Outfield not lightning fast because of all the weather that has been around. So just a couple to finish off the 3rd over. And New Zealand 46 without loss. Spot on. Adam Gilchrist and goes bang downtown straight towards us. 50 comes up with that 6 to Finn Allen.
It was just a shuffle, wasn't it? Just a little shimmy down the pitch, bit of pace off from Stoinis, but it just stepped right into the office for Finn Allen. What a strike. So very impressed with this young man. His first audition on the global stage, really. He's turning it on. Doesn't matter how big the boundary is. Generally, if you hit it like that, it's going to go.
Bowled him straight through, gets a Yorker right. Does Hazelwood. That is the breakthrough Australia needed. And the end of Finn Allen.
Relief for the home team, and look how much it means to them. They were panicking. They were concerned. They needed to produce something just to rein this in, and it's a beautifully executed Yorker. Again, trying to get down into the length. That's the match plan. It's worked perfectly to this point, but credit to quality. The #1 ranked bowler in this format gets it done through his captain. New Zealand, after a wonderful start. Finn Allen goes for 42. 56 for 1.
A little bit of width, and Williamson gets it away behind point, times it nicely, and into the boundary for 4.
Beautiful timing. He's just jumped all over that little bit of width. A couple of dot balls, 3 dot balls to open the innings there, and you could hear the crowd before this delivery start cheering, and just that sense of perhaps Australia can just pull the handbrake back on, but that's typical Williamson, just the control. What a class act.
Conway tried to get a bit fancy. In the end, he was going leg side, somehow squeezed it through the offside and gets it to the rope.
Well, he's beaten Maxwell down there, and he is a whippet across the outfield. And this is an incredible cricket shot to get this kind of timing, because he was nowhere near looking to hit this ball down there initially. He was looking to free up the onside and perhaps ramp it down towards fine leg, backward square. It was a good piece of adjustment from the bowling aspect, but it was a better piece of readjustment from batting.
What a start. Zampa throws one down there and Conway just goes bang.
Well, we've seen some bludgeoning and we've seen some class already from New Zealand, and this is the classy part. That's just sitting on it, waiting for a relatively full-length delivery. Just a little start of a movement towards Zampa. Way to his left is Hazelwood, so 2 players very closely for that reverse sweep.
Conway advances, belts it straight, long, and 6 more.
that's the other alternative. If you're just being pinned down a wee bit, you come at Zampa. He's a very handy bowler, but he's bowling under pressure here. He hasn't got a good start to bowl at. He's trying to bowl in a rescue situation, or maybe to buy a wicket. He's not going to buy 140 rows deep.